It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday. Hi everyone, we are at the University of Aruba for a detailed scientific look into Aruba and its coral reefs. The scientists behind the study affectionately dubbed the presentation a love story lasting thousands of years between Aruba and its corals. Divers exploring the aquatic life of Aruba are surrounded by beauty and wonder. The island's underwater adventure wouldn't be a one-of-a-kind experience without the corals and the marine life. But the ecosystem is not to be taken for granted. A group of scientists recently conducted a study on the health of the corals within the ABC Islands, and everyone, whether you are a resident or visitor of Aruba, have a responsibility and also the ability to protect them.
I think the biggest takeaway to think about when considering corals and the marine ecosystem as a whole is the delicacy of it. So be it climate change, when we have rising CO2 in the atmosphere, rising temperatures, rising ocean acidification, that plays a big role, but also our general pollution of the ocean. So one of the things that's really good to see is a shift from toxic sunscreens, for example, because that really plays a detrimental role to the corals themselves and how they continue to grow throughout their lifespan.
What you use as sunscreen when diving underwater is just the beginning. How you behave and what you choose to do while exploring the coral reef and while interacting with the marine life also matters.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing again is to limit the use of toxic sunscreens, but also really try to focus on respecting distance to living beings in the ocean. So be that swimming with the corals and not touching them, looking from a distance at sea turtles, for example. You know, all these things play a quintessential role in really trying to let the ocean life be and still be there for future generations.
As Patrick said, you are contributing to the island's aquatic ecosystems by just simply letting the sea life be and by keeping distance. This includes whenever you encounter sea turtles, fish, and even sea stars. The truth of the matter is, the recent findings from Patrick and his fellow scientists have found great deterioration within the last few decades of Aruba's corals. It is more important now than ever to be mindful when it comes to the island's underwater ecosystems, or we will no longer have them.
The biggest takeaway is we need to focus on having or reducing our pollution to as little as possible, because otherwise these ecosystems are going to be gone.
The scientists took a careful look at the corals in Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. Aruba's coral reef in particular is at a greater rate of deterioration compared to Curacao, for the simple reason that our dive sites are more accessible.
In Curacao, I think there are a lot more remote sites than here on Aruba. I think the accessibility plays, unfortunately, a detrimental role in how the coral reefs here have fared in the last 50 years. Looking back at studies from the 80s, you can see that there has been significant deterioration of coral coverage on the island in Aruba.
With this information in mind, that our corals receive more explorers, we need those venturing underwater to be even more respectful and cautious, so the reefs and everything else below the water surface can exist and thrive. The accessibility of our dive sites and coral reefs makes it that much more difficult to protect them, but there are things that tourists and locals can both do to limit the impact, such as not wearing toxic sunscreen, not touching the coral reefs or the marine life, such as the sea turtles. Lava Aruba Glass Studio is one of the newest attractions in town. Now, besides for its state-of-the-art facility, there are so many more reasons for both locals as well as tourists to come check this place out. For instance, they give back to the community, but also they have fascinating stories to tell. Plus, if you want a truly one-of-a-kind experience, this place is a must-stop. It's not every day that you get to witness the art of Murano glass blowing. It's also not every day that you get to interact with a Murano glass artist who is from Murano Island in Italy, where the artistry originated from. Meet Fabio Zanghi. He's the resident artist at Lava Aruba Glass Studio. He discovered his passion for this fine art very early in his life.
I went to school, but I didn't went to the high school. When I was 8, I was always visiting my father and blowing glass in Murano, and I was immediately fascinated about this job. And my dream was finish the regular school, like medium school, and go straight to help my dad.
At the young age of 14 years old, Fabiano began dedicating his life and career to the artistry of Murano glass. He says the training was intense and rigorous. On Murano Island in Venice is where Fabiano learned from his father everything he knew about the delicate glass. Fabiano also attended Murano school. It wasn't easy, Fabiano said, but he could not imagine his life doing anything else. The artist tells us the most complex part of the craftsmanship.
In every piece that you make, there is something difficult, no matter how intricate is this one, or no matter how easy is this cup. It's all about the control of this material. Once that you know how to treat the glass, you can go through all the process, I think, if you know how to treat the glass properly.
Inside the Lava Gallery, the types of artwork vary immensely. There's replicas of animals symbolic to Aruba. There's beautiful high-end household decor. There's glassware and so much more. The island of Aruba inspires a tremendous amount of what comes to life.
Here we go. In here we got the DB tree, which is an Arubian symbol, and I was trying to make it look like, and I think the result is pretty nice. And it's made out of green free, the two different kind of color of greens. And then we got the Aventurine, which is the Murano gold, we call it. It's a very, very particular color, very difficult to make it.
Murano glass blowing starts with a bubble and 100 degrees Celsius of heat. And the tools that the artists work with are the very same tools that were used 700 years ago. It doesn't get more traditional than this. Fabiano says you just need a metal to work with the art, but it's the creativity that drives the pieces. Fabiano has been learning about Murano glass and sharing his knowledge across the globe, from all over the United States to China to the Middle East, including Istanbul and more. Now people in Aruba can catch Fabiano in action doing demos at the Lava Studio.
It's something that doesn't happen every day. See somebody blowing glass, shaping this unbelievable material. It's something very, it's an opportunity that you, as I said, you don't have every day. And that people seriously should consider to stop by in here, first of all, for the experience, and then also to take a see of this beauty that they build. I mean, the gallery is amazing, the studio is amazing, they have a beautiful coffee shop, you know. It's a nice spot for spending a couple of hours, an hour, half an hour, and do an amazing experience.
All over the world, the vacation rental industry is growing. More and more homeowners are figuring out ways to rent out their properties. Take me, for example. This is my vacation rental. It has 3 bedrooms, it's a townhouse with a fully stocked kitchen, along with everything else you may need while vacationing on the island. Undoubtedly, the vacation rental sector has contributed significantly to the island's economy. So let's hear stories from locals where their lives have been impacted. Now, I'm not only talking about the people who rent out their homes. There are so many job opportunities that's been created, and it has helped out so many residents of the island. So let's hear those stories.
A vacation rental was a big opportunity for me because I already have experience in gardens and maintenance designs. But now it's a big opportunity for me because I can open my own company. So I'm the director to my company, and we'll go good because it's a lot of work. And I don't only do maintenance and designs, gardens. We start to zero. So it's a big opportunity for me, and not only for me, for a lot of people.
I started vacation photography like 2019, and it was a boom for me because it changed my lifestyle in a good way. Like I started getting clients, like partnerships, like with Casiola, with Vacation Aruba, with Prestige, and with a lot of other companies.
Vacation rental has been like this opportunity that I'm able to be both arm's length with my kids, and it came in a position in a time of my life that financially I was like in a corner. I could not find a job anywhere. I was desperate. Yes, I was. But the same token, if you think about paying bus or crash or daycares, it's gonna come so difficult and it's gonna be so hard. And my Airbnb, I give myself an opportunity. Yes, I had a lot of naysayers, but I just went for it. I took a leap of faith.
Vacation rentals is very positive for the economy, also for my business, because we're doing this full time. So when we started, we depended like on 10 events a month, so we couldn't do it full time. But now that the vacation rentals are growing, we are booked the full month.
Chef Ruben works mostly with families who are visiting the island. He offers private home cooking inside travelers' vacation rentals, from breakfast to brunch, barbecue, and dinners. He also facilitates the grocery shopping, which of course directly contributes to the local supermarkets on the island. It goes beyond just doing business with the vacation rental guests. These locals of the island genuinely enjoy interacting with their new friends.
We used to do lunches, home deliveries, but now we're doing the home cooking with the tourists, with the vacation rentals. And that's lets you grow in different aspects because you get to know every day new families, you get more connections, you get people that get to be your friends or family itself.
Yes, of course, in one way, because my vacation rental is not like a high end. But I get to meet new people. I get to be myself. I get to tell them like what the real Aruba is and what it comes together with it. And together with that comes like it's like meeting new families. And yes, you boost the economy. I like to think like, okay, when I share information about, I tell my guests, I sit with them, based on what they tell me. I tell them like, go to this place and this is gonna be budget friendly, go to this, and if you have this night, go to this.
From Katia gardening to all sorts of other work, this industry offers possibilities.
It's not only gardeners, it's pool guys, and a lot of people can have a opportunity for work. Cleaning ladies, it's a lot of opportunities. So for the economy, it's very good, I think.
You can read up on the stories that you just heard from the residents of Aruba in the upcoming issue of Exclusivo magazine. It was so great to hear from a gardener, photographer, and an at-home chef because it just showcases how the vacation rental sector has diversified the amount of job opportunities on this island. There's more though. When you enter the vacation rental sector as a renter, you want to make sure that your home is aesthetically pleasing. So again, take me for an example. This is our backyard. It is currently under construction, but we decided to invest in our backyard in order to rent out our home. So we hired a local pool company, hired a contractor who can help with the pavers, we hired someone for the palapas, and there is so much more. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for on-demand access to all our stories. We'll see you next time.